Peace, 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 and blessings to everybody out there. If you are out there and you want to jump on, just jump in and say hello, say hi, peace, what's up, good evening, however you like to say it. Um, I just wanted to pop on and do a pop up live today because a lot of people don't have to work tomorrow. I had a busy week and I had a lot of questions from a lot of different people. Been just doing a lot of different things, and I wanted to pop on tonight with a friend of mine, a special guest. He goes by the name of Darrell Carter, and I'm going to bring him in to just chat with me a little bit, and I'm going to try to answer some questions. So anybody comes on, and you have any questions, feel free to drop the questions in here. Without further ado,
Well, great day to you,
peace,
brother. How
peace,
you
family.
living? It's a good day, man. It's a good day.
Great day, great day.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you having
Yeah,
me on today.
that's all. No doubt, no doubt. We always chat anyway. You know what I'm
You,
saying? Offline.
indeed.
So I figure it'd be a good conversation to get you online.
Well, that's good, man.
And
I'm
you
happy
always
to
start
be
out
on it.
with you always start out the conversation with "great day." I love that.
Great day. That's the
Um,
only way
and
to.
that's you,
That's it.
and that's
That's
you
it.
just
That's the only way
claiming.
you're supposed
That's
to
just you,
introduce yourself to somebody. You
yeah.
know, hit them up with a great
And that
day immediately.
and that's you just claiming what your day is going to be like, right?
That's right.
And
In every one of
that's
my
dope.
meetings.
That's dope. And it's
Yeah,
so powerful, right?
it is. It worked. I mean, I have friends who like once I got them hooked on the great day thing, they're like, they're, every day I have a great day. Now I'm like, yeah, I know. Yep.
It's
When you
intentional.
start claiming it, it just starts happening.
It's intentional.
Yep.
That's a great place to start out. First, let me start off by saying this. I have to say this, especially since I'm going to be answering a lot of questions and stuff. I have to say I am not a medical physician. I'm not a healthcare worker. Okay, I'm a certified holistic nutrition, and I am a master herbalist. Okay, I help people help themselves. Basically, is what I do. Okay, I don't diagnose dis-ease. I don't give prescriptions. I don't do none of that. Okay. I got to put that out there as a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? I always have to put that out there as a disclaimer.
I
Um,
understand.
so so with that being said, let's pop into it, family. We talked about you started off a great day. Let's talk about affirmation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well,
Marcus
I mean,
Hughes, Doc Hart. Bless his family. Coming in, say peace.
what's going on? What's going on?
Give a life.
Happy to have you guys here. Yeah, well,
Give a
affirmations
life.
are. Say that again, bro.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. No,
We're a little delayed.
affirmations
Go ahead.
are a wonderful way to manifest your day. Um, through
Mm.
word. You know what I mean? Because word means a lot. Um, actually, that Bible that they gave us says the word came first. So you know, affirmations is just giving yourself positive support and feedback on your future you. You know, what you see in your near future or what you expect to have in your near future, you're supposed to speak it into existence now. And so that's how I use affirmations in my day. Um, I pretty much start off just because I say every day is a beautiful day. I look outside and it could be raining and I'm gonna still say it's beautiful because I'm gonna find a reason for it to be beautiful. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm gonna talk about how the grass needs some watering and the fruit that you and I like to indulge. You know, it needs that water. So I'm happy that it's raining or whatever it is bringing me. I'm gonna always look at it and give a positive affirmation on the day. So I start off when I open up my eyes with that. So, but
That's
affirmations
dope.
are good.
So, so what do you think about affirmations or just words, period, being spells? What do you think about that? A lot of
Oh
people
well,
talk about spelling, words, and things being
yes.
spells, and how they
They're
can cast spells over your life.
Yeah, well, they're definitely spells because if they can magically work in a positive judgment, they can definitely work in a negative judgment as well. Um, because you can damn somebody. There's a whole bunch of things people do to other people, say to other people that is damning and negative, and and that is a curse all day. And most people do it to themselves more than they do it to other people. They don't believe in
Mm,
themselves. They don't give themselves positive suggestions at all. Most of them are
mm,
negative suggestions because they just don't believe in who they truly are, most of the time. So I know that they're spells. I mean, that's why they call it spelling. I mean, it's so obvious. Um, but
right.
I hear people do it all the time. They like our English language. We like to do it with don't and not and all kind of stuff. Like I don't want it to rain. Well, really, you just went and said you want it to rain because don't is not even a word. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
any other language don't means nothing. And so we have to pay attention to the things that come out of our mouths because what they say it could be the sword. It could be the good and
Mm,
it could be the bad. So I
right. Right.
definitely
Right.
believe in words or
So,
spells.
me and you, you and I talk about this all the time, and
Indeed.
I don't doubt you on that. Um, but I just, I've read an article a while ago when it was talking about how words were even formed, or languages was even formed, and a lot of people said before that that there was proof that we communicated through telepathy, we communicated through sign language, and there are other ways of communication before these words came about.
Yes.
So, in a way, I believe we're the ones who give those words power, right?
Yes.
So, do you believe when somebody says like a word like nigga for once, and how we've taken that, and when I truly say you my nigga, I really mean that. Like you were like my intent put into it is like, "No, that's my dog. That's my dude." You know what I'm saying? And it has such a negative connotation to it, right?
Yes.
So again, I believe everything begins and ends with intent, and in the intent that you put into the word. And like I said, somebody says something to me, and I know that it's a bad word. I can actually change the meaning of how I feel about that word, right?
Transmuted.
Um,
Yes.
so yeah, so I could transmute that energy, and I can actually transmute that word. So, um, I just believe that so I can change the intention of a word.
You can.
That's why I put the electric symbol up after everybody. I want people to know when I'm saying, "Yo, that's dope," or I'm agreeing with something. I'm putting my intentions out there, letting you know this is intentional. This is not just something that's programmed or programmed into us. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I have that, especially when I run into a lot of more like a lot of conscious people like yourself. I still use words sometimes in order to connect with that person on that level. You know what I'm saying? I get absolutely what you're saying, and I
Yes.
agree. But I believe in the end, you decide. You have a choice of what you let affect you and what you don't affect you. So it's more of the user and the intent. And it's hard to read people's intent sometimes. You know what I
You're
mean?
right. I believe it's a combination. To be honest with you, everything is more of a combination because the thought behind it, the word, and then the feeling behind that word. So I believe it's a
Mm,
combination of all of those. And like you were saying, that you could change the feeling of my nigga because the feeling behind it didn't have that negative word, that negative space.
right,
And so I can understand it because it's the
right.
feeling as well. Because usually what you say is what you feel. And so that's why the words can be curses. But if you put a good feeling behind it, yes, you can definitely transmute it. You could
That's
definitely
dope.
transmute it. Yeah.
Um, peace, peace,
Because it's
peace.
really
All my
about the
people's in
feeling
here
if you
coming
really
in. I
want to
didn't
know
even
the
see the
truth.
comments. So,
Excuse me?
oh, No, I was just saying what's up to my peoples in here. Curtis
Oh,
Love, Lachey Taylor. I appreciate you guys.
okay.
Welcome,
Okay, we got
welcome.
us some
Marcus
visitors.
Juice Hart,
Great day
my
to
guy.
everybody.
Some high man, they're high vibrational, man. They show up. I show up for them whenever I can also, man. It's just that love.
That's
When I see
beautiful.
them on, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go contribute whatever I can to them, you know what I mean? Because they do it to me. It's reciprocal, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Well,
Um,
I like to see a
but
whole
yeah,
bunch of good
sorry,
questions coming from them then.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
This is my man. Well, so before people can ask you questions, people got to know about who you are and what you do, right?
Okay. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
you know, because right. So, give us a little background about yourself, man. I know you're a high vibrational being. Were you always a high vibrational being? Of course
Indeed,
you
I
were, but
was.
when
I,
did you come into your knowing?
well, um, I believe I started this way like we all did. A lot of people veered off because of the teachings. I never veered off because I was an introvert. I was inside
Mm,
myself, but I, I am a I'm actually supposed to be a Pisces, but I'm more of a creator, and so I was
mm,
always inside my mind talking to my higher self, and so I truly have been in this for a long time. I always was. I can't say the weird kid because I wasn't really saying it about myself, but other people was. You know what I mean? Really, I wasn't weird. It's just I expressed myself differently than they did. I wasn't as indoctrinated, to be truthful, because I really didn't
mm,
pay attention to school. I didn't do a lot of that. I mean, I did okay in school, but I wasn't a big school person. I was more into spirituality and more into creativity than anything. So,
mm.
if you
Oh,
want to know from all, I've been this person forever. I was always this guy on something different. But if all my friends who know me from back when we were young playing wiffle ball and stuff, they all could tell you that, yeah, this is V, this is where you always been. And so I'm pretty much a creator. I own a photography business called the Carter Collection. I shoot a lot of sports photography. I shoot a bunch of high school seniors, shoot a bunch of models. I've shot about 44 music videos. Um, I do that. I'm also a healer, naturally a healer. A lot of us are. I just didn't hold mine back. I was exploratory with my healing. And so now I got a whole bunch of different things like deodorants, and I have inflammation gel, and I have neuropathy gel. I got infection gel. I got a few things. And, I'm always dibbling, dabbling, and being that chemist that we are. Um, so I do that. And I also do not really life coaching, but I'm always I call it elevating. I'm always elevating with somebody to raise our spirits that you spoke about, and just to connect as one, because we truly are one. Looking at each other as separate, but I love to actually put a connection in that one, and pretty much
mm,
that's what I do. And now I got a whole bunch of people like in my world like yourself, who are
mm.
elevators just like I am. So it's a wonderful
Yeah,
time, but pretty much just a creator.
that's dope. And you described yourself so perfectly,
And
because
thank
that's exactly how I wanted to introduce you. And just if you're out there, he's the one that created these shirts for us. Uh, so if you're interested, go on my website, soulfoodsupplements.com. There's a link there. You can go there and buy the shirt. Support the bro. Show support to me as well. Um,
Yes,
but yeah,
yes.
man,
I,
that's
I, I'm gonna have to send you my photo. I took a bunch of photos with the shirt on. I made myself one the other day. So yeah, I
oh,
was
that's
happy.
dope.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
happy to wear it. Yeah, I even took some pictures with the watermelon like it was a rock. Heck yeah,
Oh,
just having fun. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna send these out to Tiger. I'm gonna surprise him.
yeah, yeah. No,
Heck
that's
yeah.
all love, brother.
But always love,
Yeah.
man. Since the first day I met you.
Yeah, definitely. So you always talk about, I mean, you don't always talk about, but you're always out there helping people. When I went back home, there was a lot of people like, yeah, Darrell. I was telling people something, and they'd be like, yeah, Darrell. Darrell showed me this. He was in my backyard grabbing these herbs and doing this and doing that. I'm like, that's my guy right there. just out there creating. He's painting. He's painting his day the way he wanted it to be painted.
That's
So
yeah.
tell us how you got into herbs. Hold on. Before that, I want to say peace, Nancy Cole doing it. Anytime you come in, just you know what I'm saying, drop a like if you can, share if you feel like it. This is just a pop-up live, and I appreciate you guys coming on and showing love.
Yeah, I
Uh,
appreciate him too.
so tell me a little bit how you got into it, brother.
Well, um my ancestors, my grandfather, one, he is aboriginal of the land. Um, and my grandfather, I never seen him even go to the doctor. He was one of those guys that he was the gardener. He was the guy who took care of the neighborhood. My grandfather was an amazing person. Even if he wasn't my grandfather, I'd probably be telling you that he was an amazing person. But he was all about the herbs. He healed us so many times. I mean, things that I remember my sister had this. I mean, it sounds funny, but she had this pussy eye. And my grandfather went and boiled up some leaves and something that he knew. He boiled it up. It was slimy water. He put a poultice on her eye, and I mean, in about 8 hours, my sister's eye was completely regular back. I had sprained my ankle 6 times in 1 year because I never would get off my ankle. As soon as it was enough to recover, I was playing again, doing it again. So I never rebuilt it. And my grandfather put some mullein leaves around my ankle, which I didn't even know that's what mullein leaves were for or could be used for. And he wrapped them around, and I was actually playing the next day. And that day I couldn't even walk on the thing. So once I started getting around my grandfather and him showing me all that stuff, I was just excited about it. I mean, just like a little kid is excited to see a little plant grow, I was excited to see plants grow and being able to use them for some of our ailments and things. And that's even before I ever read about the Bible or heard that God put everything on this earth for us. And so my grandfather was already showing me that. So it just stuck with me. I loved every bit of it, and just I elevated it even more. And I believe I'm doing even more than what I've seen my grandfather do. But he gave me the energy and gave me the love to be able to be this person. So that's how I got involved with it.
That's dope.
Yeah, I
Dope.
love it.
So what do you think about everything that we're doing this summer, the summer transformation, some of the guests that I brought on so far, how everybody is basically changing their whole entire existence
They
in the course
are.
of
They are. And
in
it's
the course
beautiful,
of
man.
90 days, right?
Yeah, seeing Bobby and all them guys. I think it's a wonderful thing. First of all, they can say all the things that they want to say about the internet. And yes, there is different ways that you can use it, just like anything else. It has the duality in it. But us being able to communicate in these ways that we do, to be able to share this knowledge so that people can do the things that we're seeing them do, and seeing them, the mono diets and the watermelons and all the fruit diets, and watching Yaki and all that stuff telling us about fruit. Man, it's the most fantastic thing in the world to me.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Most fantastic thing in the world. I think it's wonderful. And I mean, we could call it the season of transformation, but shoot, we've been transforming for a while now. I just think we're past critical mass, and now that we're past critical mass, it's just showing up everywhere. It's almost like when you buy a new Camaro, you see Camaros everywhere. You know what I
Man,
mean?
you're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right.
Yeah. But it is wonderful to see that the community that you have in that. And what is it called? The health, the natural. What is the page called again?
Lifestyle healing.
Lifestyle healing. That's right.
Yes.
Man, I mean, that page is huge, man. I mean, I'm in some photography pages, and I swear y'all page is just as big as some of these photography pages.
Yeah, I mean, the lifestyle healing is actually a small group. There's like 700 people in there.
Well, it seemed like a lot more because every day I get on there, there's some new posts all the time. So there's a lot of people sharing their. I think it's enjoyment. I think everybody's enjoying their lives right now with the little mono diet, getting rid of diseases. Now they feel like they're a little bit more in control.
I agree. They're taking back their power.
They
That's
are.
what I tell when people ask me what I do. I tell people I help them rediscover their superpower. They already had them.
Yeah, they already have.
we're basically just strengthening those antennas. You know what I'm saying? To reach back out to get those downloads to the higher source. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's a beautiful thing. It's real beautiful.
So if you missed this, I put out a disclaimer. I really can't come on here. I know I had a lot of questions because I've talked to you, and we've had a busy week, so I didn't get a chance to get on and answer a lot of questions. I didn't get a chance to connect with my group of 12 that I connected with, but they had some questions that they wanted me to answer about a few things going on with them. Um, but we can talk about them here. We can talk about them here in just a conversation. Um, I've had a lot of people who were struggling on today's date 18. Okay. And and part in the lifestyle challenge, it's really not as strict as maybe a mono. Okay. We started
Yes.
out in 3 days with just just on mono. And of course, Monica and I we go back and forth. We do 3 days watermelon, 3 days grape, 3 days honeydew melon, 3 days something else. Okay. Um,
Yes.
but there's a lot of people struggling with that, particularly when uh, after week one. I would say after week one, after the 7 days, um, a lot of people are concerned with uh, you know just cravings and being around other people and unsupportive households. Okay, they say they're fine when they're by themselves or when they're at work. When they come home, they got kids, they got husbands that eat crazy, they got wives that eat crazy, they got cousins and things like that eat crazy. And they said usually this is the thing that throws throws them off of everything. Okay, and what I try to tell people is when that happens, try to stay connected to the group, and it's the main reason why we made the group, so you can have other like-minded people who are on the same mission as you. Maybe not in the same environment, maybe not in the same household, but they're at least on the same mission as you. They're going to offer encouragement. They're going to offer all those things, different tactics and things. Um, what would you say if somebody hit you up and say, "Hey, I'm struggling," what would you suggest? What would you tell them?
Well, first off, I would probably go and do it. Tell them what I do, and what I do is like I'm appreciative of my specialness, if that's a cool way to say it. But I like for people to be eating chicken wings when I'm having some watermelon, and they're wondering how are you over there eating watermelon when we're eating these delicious chicken wings. Well, to me,
Mm,
having that willpower, being able to have body control, it that's a power all in itself. Because the
mm,
people who are having the bad food, those are weak people. So so I
mm,
get I get I get off on being strong. I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to be strong amongst that. And so truly
mm,
I allow that negative to give me power. I transmute it. And
mm,
that's what I would do first. I mean, just put your chest out there just because I'm able to sit amongst all these meat eaters and do my thing for my purpose, for my health. Because I really don't care.
mm,
I don't care what y'all doing. I know what I'm doing. And so that's where I get most of my power. So that's what I would tell somebody. Get into it. Feel special about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because it is
mm.
special. Because now,
It is.
when you're not body control, you can control so much more in your life. Most people can't
Mm,
control their eating. That's where they're the weakest at. And that's something you
mm.
do constantly. So,
Right.
we need to start looking at ourselves as powerful people when we can be able to stand up amongst these people and eat the foods that actually our body needs. So that's what I
Mm,
would tell them first. Other than that, people just, you got to understand they're not on your mission. Always look at yourself as, you don't have to say that you're top tier, upper echelon, or whatever, but feel that way. If you feel that way inside, it'll give you that exuberance and and that zeal to be able to get past all of that little bull crap that you could just put an elbow to. And then you got to look at it like a football game. You can't just keep running. Eventually, you're going to have to run and hit a couple people too, man. And that's all we're doing. You know, we're running up now. We're hitting people. Now we got full pads on because this is going to be like this. There's a lot of people who choose to eat their meat, choose to eat unhealthy. And I'm gonna let them choose that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm gonna be Mr. Special, and so that's what I would tell them because to me that's the best route. If you go inside, you don't need nothing on the outside. So all this other stuff, as far as trying to get other people, I'm cool and dandy with that. If you feel that you need that, but you don't need nothing but you. So
It's very true, man.
yeah,
It's very true. And I try to remind them too that even though we're in a group, even though there's other people taking that mission with you, this is truly an inside job. It's something
yes,
that you have to want. You really have to want it because I don't care what you say to somebody. If they don't want it, they're not going to be able to receive that message. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, they're not. And so I think that's the easiest way, man. Just go inside and praise yourself. Be grateful that you're able to do what you're doing for yourself and nobody else. Because
Absolutely.
in the end, you're the only one who's gonna benefit from it. So I'm cool
Absolutely.
with it, and that's how I feel. Everybody should just look at it, man. Just love it. Put some real love in
Absolutely.
it. Because to me, if you feel like you're hurt by those people or you feel that them people are influencing you, then you ain't looking at what you really doing. You know,
Absolutely.
because if you're really doing something to benefit your body and your soul and your spirit, shoot, man, I don't care what them people doing. You can snort all the coke or whatever you want to do. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me over here with this watermelon.
I love that. I
You
love
know,
that.
so that's me. Go
That's
inside.
I love that, man. That's that. See, I remember when I first heard you on go on live a few years ago. I was like, I heard you on talking that same stuff, talking that swag. I was like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is my dude. I've known you for forever, but it was just like I was like, man, he's really connecting right now. What is going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because in our area, um, it's just, I mean, I'm sure in a lot of different areas, I believe there's a few of the chosen ones, and they call us weird. They call us, I came from the same background, photography,
Yep.
videography,
Drip.
creative, things like that. So we think outside the box. We spend time outside the box, not just thinking outside the box. We're out the box all day.
Yeah.
So when I heard you, I just connected with you like you know what I mean? With every word that you were saying, when you was talking about manifestation, man,
Oh
you're the
yeah.
you're the master of talking about manifestation and motivating people. Cause you get people sometimes that be like, when I tell people Grand Rising, they be like, oh, I already know this is going to be you're going to be weird because you're saying Grand Rising or High Rising or Good Morning or however you say it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Yes.
always say like those words, man, they can divide. I think that's why they made the language to divide, right? If I'm not mistaken,
That is what
like the
they did.
Tower of Babel and all that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not sure because I'm not, into the religion, but um, and I think it divides a lot of people. And I think intention is the important thing. If you can communicate effectively and get across your point, I think love overpower everything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
Um, so so um, I think that's dope, man.
Oh
Peace,
yeah.
peace, Johnny Solar, my man is in here.
Oh, Jay
My
Solar
man.
up in here. Always nice. He's another one
Yes,
of them
sir.
them gods, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And if people
Um,
don't understand, I don't believe there's anything here other than God. And so when I say gods, that's inclusion. I mean, because we cannot separate ourselves from the oneness ever, because we are the oneness. And so I just claim it. We're all gods. I mean, if you go back to the Greek days or whatever, any days you want to go back to where they had gods around, they were just people like we are. You know what I mean? They just believed
mm,
in their powers, and they used them. They practiced them.
mm,
And so they're just like us because we're very powerful people, man. That's why they're using us. That's why the government is out there trying to use us, because they want to use this energy that we have, because we don't know our own powers.
Very true. And we talk about that. Well, we definitely talked about this a couple different times on our lives, because I get attacked. You know what I mean? People think that I don't know God because I don't subscribe to religion, or I don't
Yes.
subscribe to their God in particular. But I feel the same way, man. When you disconnect yourself from that, or you say something is outside of yourself, like the sky daddy idea, right?
Ooh.
Then you're really disconnecting your power. When you got to tell somebody else to take the wheel, bro, that's a dangerous thing. You know
It
what I'm
is.
saying?
Yes.
Um,
Driving
so
from
so
the
no, I
passenger
agree.
seat.
I agree.
you know.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. So
Yes,
that's why I
sir.
say gods, though, because I believe we're all gods.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, so if there's anybody out there have any questions for my guy Darrell here, he's here. He's ready to answer your questions.
Yeah. Any life
And just drop
questions,
them in.
anything.
Anything? Nothing
Yeah,
light. You take the heavy
anything, man.
ones
We can
too.
talk about anything. I dibble and dabble with almost anything,
Absolutely,
especially if
absolutely.
it involves life.
Right, right.
This this
Absolutely.
this thing called life, as a Prince said. Um,
You, you have any questions for me?
hey,
Maybe
man.
you can answer. Maybe you can help me answer some of the other questions that I have.
Yeah. I was just talking to my little cousin. And I actually mentioned her to you because I knew you had some. I always mention to everybody about your supplements, and because I
Mhm.
know how much they helped me, and they helped man, everybody I done gave them to, and loved every bit of them. So I knew that you had somebody in your family that had some kind of lupus situation, and I just seen my little cousin
Mm.
who had lupus, and I was like, man, I wonder what Tone would say about lupus, man, because I know we talked about it briefly, because all them autoimmune disorders, man, they're everywhere. I mean, you can get today, man, you can go in there and say your arm hurt, and they'll swear up and down it's an autoimmune disorder. And yeah, so I was just wondering, for her, for lupus, what can I push her towards? What can I say diet wise? What can I say herb wise? Anything that I could give her some help with? You have anything
Mm.
that you can speak about?
Lupus. Actually. Oh, what's up, family? Lachelle's in the house. What's up, Lachelle? Lachelle's like my auntie out in Connecticut, bro.
Oh, that's
She's so
beautiful.
dope. She's like us, man. She's a photographer. Um,
Great.
she she's she's more like you. She's in the hood. Hey, going to all the events, taking pictures.
Beautiful.
Just just another one of those beautiful souls. And
Yeah.
she suffers from lupus also. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And she's
yes,
on right now?
she's on right now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Um, so one thing I want to say, when they say, let's talk about it. I can only say, I already gave my disclaimer, right? Yeah, I already gave my disclaimer. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm just going to give
Twice.
my opinion. Okay. So when you're talking about autoimmune disease, okay, what they say it is the body attacking itself, right?
Correct.
And we know God ain't make nobody that's attacking itself. We know that, right?
No heart
We
attacks.
know that don't happen. So that's what they say in the medical world. Okay. So the immune system, or the great lymphatic system, should I say, we all know that's it's the great lymphatic system, man. So when you have any autoimmune diseases, okay, you're talking about cellular level backup there. You're talking about cellular waste. You're talking about cellular toxins that got your lymphatic system so backed up that now it has moved into the cell, okay? And the cell is duplicating with those toxins, those pathogens, or whatever else you want to call it,
Mm,
heavy metals inside of the cell. This is why
okay.
we always talk about cellular cleansing, right? We always talk about Dr. Sebi talked about it a lot, intracellular cleansing. Okay. So that's why we do these detoxes. That's why we do these cleanses. That's why we do all this stuff so you can cleanse yourself on a cellular level. Okay. I can't get too deep into it, but we talk about AIDS. AIDS is even and it starts off autoimmune uh deficiency, right?
Okay.
Syndrome. That's what AIDS stands for. Okay. So when you talk about how does Dr. Sebi cure AIDS or reverse the symptoms of AIDS, and Yaki is helping people with AIDS, this is all we're doing. We're cleansing the cell. You know what I'm saying? I can even say that we've helped several people with their autoimmune issues that they say that you can't cure, right?
Okay.
So we already talked about how long it takes to reduplicate new cells, right? So if you're cleansing for 30, 60, 90 days, this is the period where you're actually teaching your body, right? You're relearning your body, you're creating new cells, okay? So you have to use detoxes, you have to use fruits. Fruits are very hydrating, fruits are very cleansing. Uh, Detox herbs, things like that.
Like
It's
Cleveland.
not hard thing. It always comes down to the diet when you're talking about autoimmune diseases. All it is, it's the same disease, but it's in different places. It's just backup of the lymphatic system, but it's in certain places, right? We talk about Graves' disease, which is one of the top immune diseases. That's in the thyroid. You know what I'm saying? So we use CMOS to treat that all the time. You know what I'm saying? CMOS with the corrected high fruit diet, you can get rid of those things. Rheumatoid arthritis, right? That's just in the cells, right? That's another autoimmune disease that a lot of people didn't know. That's when it starts eating away at your bones and things like that because your cells are now the enemy. Your body looks at your cells as the enemy because they're carrying the junk, they're carrying the toxins, right? So when you can cleanse the cell and get them to start reduplicating new healthy cells, then you begin to cleanse the body.
Okay.
It's really simple.
So it's just like a reset, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Nancy Cole asked, hopefully I answered that question for you, family. Sorry, I was reading some other questions in here.
Quite all right.
But I just don't want to get in trouble because when you talk about things like that, they start to shut you down and start to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
then it
we
goes
know
against
our
the whole
word is
idea.
right by the pharmaceuticals.
Right. And then it goes against the whole idea of trying to help people. Just today in the group, I got 27 messages, right? That said that I didn't even know that they were blocked. They never got out there. I just thought people didn't see them and they didn't like them. But they told me in my own group, bro, they told me that they were potential spam. So they held them for me to either allow them or not. My own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just a different time we live in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nancy Cole says she asked, "What do you do for fractured spine?" So it's the same thing. A fractured spine. Yes.
Okay.
So it's the same. It's the same thing. It all goes back to you're doing everything that you need to do right now, Nancy Cole. I know you're in on a watermelon washout. You're giving your body that solid food vacation. You're cleansing the cells, and in 90 to 100 days, you'll be clearing all the toxins out, everything out, and you're allowing oxygen to enter the cell. Okay, and you're also regulating your thyroid, right? Your thyroid is responsible for producing calcium, things like that, to make your bones stronger. So you're definitely doing the things that you need to do. 28 days. You're 28 days in. She's 28 days in. I mean, these are high level beings right here. You know what I'm saying? Most people can't do 8 hours of eating one thing. And you got
28.
people that's vibrating that high and they're on 28 days. You see what I'm saying? So
do.
you're doing everything you need to do. I mean, if you would like to talk about certain supplements and things that would definitely help you, I would definitely get on the talk with you. You can definitely inbox me. I give CMOS to so many different things because it loads you up with the nutrients that you need for your body to rebuild itself. It's definitely good for you. I know you seen that video with Dr. Sebi where he was at a conference, right? And he dropped to his knees, right? He was like 60 something years old, maybe even 70, right? Dropped to his knees, boom, right in front of like a classroom full of people and was like, this, you know why I can do this? Because I eat sea moss. You know what I'm saying? I take that sea moss. Okay. And that sea more that just what I was telling you, that sea moss is responsible for strengthening the thyroid or balancing the thyroid and getting that much needed calcium to wherever it needs to go. And you're allowing oxygen in that cell. So 61. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nancy,
Now
you're doing all right. You're
she's
doing
doing
all right for
great.
61.
She need
I
to
mean, I
be
don't look at
richer.
age, right? I don't look
Yeah.
at age, but Nancy, you're doing all the things that you need to do. I think you're right on the right path. I think you're with the right people. Bobby Smith is a great motivator. Kev Ramon is a great motivator. All the people that are vibrating in that group, they're so supportive for anything that you're trying to do. So I think you're doing all the right things. But there are some things that can definitely help speed
Okay.
up that process if you want. If you want to reach out to me afterwards, and we can definitely talk about that.
Okay, that's how you do it. You just have them reach out to you because I was going to suggest something, but then I don't know how to do it on here. But
Well,
you
go
know,
ahead, suggest it. Go ahead.
well,
Sure,
confry,
sure. Go ahead.
confry,
Yeah, yeah, yes, definitely.
however you
Yeah, yeah,
pronounce it.
concrete. Yeah,
It
huh?
it, it
Yeah, yeah.
heals bones. It mends the deepest bones, your biggest bone, your thigh bone. It will mend it, and it will mend it quicker than you've ever seen ever before. But I'm just look up confry. That's all I'll
No,
tell you.
you're absolutely right. I didn't
Yeah,
want to go on here and just start naming herbs because I don't know if
I
you caught my
understand.
last live, but you're not even allowed to talk about natural supplements no more. Like I was like shocked
Wow.
because I was looking up Kevin Ramon's book, right?
Yes.
And just trying to find out why they banned it on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? And and then at the same time, I found out that Meta is one of their policies now that if you talk about supplements now, it's talking about um uh well, his was talking about addiction, right? So you're not allowed to talk about addiction. That's why you don't ever see any ads for any counselors or anything like that because you're just
Gotcha.
not allowed to talk about addiction on it. Even though we know we see people talking about addiction, we know we see people talking about supplements, but um, it's starting to be shadow banned because of that reason. You're not
I
allowed to even
understand.
talk about
So
it. Yes.
I'll just say a name and let it go,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yes,
that's why you just tell people, that's why there's so many different things for that. There's coaching, there's certain things. There's several books that I always recommend. Uh, give me 1 second, actually. I always pop up with my books because I always got everything on hand, bro.
I'm happy that everybody's in here listening. If anybody got any more questions, go ahead and put them up there.
So, books that I always tell people where I got started from, and I learned a lot of things from. Uh, I started out with this book before I ever even knew who Dr. Sebi was, right? And this book was written in the early 1900s by Professor Arnold Ehret, okay? And he talked about the mucus healing system. Definitely go check that out because, when you hear Yaki speak, you hear Dr. Robert Morse, and you hear Dr. Sebi, a lot of that information was right here. This is early 1900s when he was doing this. Okay, he actually started big fruit clinics and big healing sessions where he invited hundreds of people to just eat fruit and heal. Okay, he went to Africa to had to discover that just eating fruits and getting away from the people that were in his surroundings, in his environment, that were doctors, other things, close family members that were actually making him sick. But whenever he would leave and he would take these quests and he would eat just fruit or he would eat nothing, he would start getting better again. And as soon as he went back home again, they would say, "Oh, you're going to be now malnourished. You're going to be this, and that. You need to eat some meat. You need to eat some milk. You need to eat some cheese. You need some grains." And
Protein.
those are the main, yeah. So you get all those. So this is when he started getting sick again. He went on that merry-go-round for a while, and then he finally just clicked in his brain, like, boom. So definitely, this is one of the books that everybody definitely needs to check out. I even got an audio book that I listen to sometimes. It's a very great book and very great way to look at uh, what they call dis-ease. Okay. Um, Another one is called Alkaline Herbal Medicine. Uh, this one here, and it's a very great book. I could go through and talk about it, but it's basically talking about how to heal the electric body, which I always advocate for. We're electromagnetic beings, so if you got an electromagnetic body, you should definitely know how to keep it electrical as possible. This is one of those books that I definitely highly recommend that everybody gets.
Yeah, and that's a pretty short
Now I
book.
know,
That looked like a nice quick
yeah, it
read.
is.
How many pages is in there, Tiger?
It it's it is a quick read. I don't know how many pages. Let me check. 107 pages, so it is a quick read. Okay,
Yeah, that's
but
pretty
it
good.
talks about everything down to the protein myth. Talks about milk, energy, all that stuff, that what it does to you, and what it does to an electric body, right? How it slows the flow of electricity through the body, and then it tells you all the most of the Sabi herbs are in here also, and it will tell you how to heal most of the things that we have going on. Now it talks about, it says something here. It says the African biomineral balance supports the healthy expression of the African genome in all people. Okay. And I know a lot of my Caucasian friends, they get a little disturbed by that. And they say, that's not going to help me. It's like, yes, all of us have that African genome. Okay. That's why they say, oh, I did that 23andMe test, and I found out I'm related to you know uh, anybody like African, or I'm part African, I'm piece this. Everybody has that
That
genome in
Nubian
them.
in them.
Okay, so this is the healing, right? So this is the healing of all people. Okay, that's another great book. Okay, and of course, this book by Kerry Williams has been like my Bible, because it's the most simplest book. Okay, let me just give you an example real quick. Okay. Look at all the herbs. I don't know if you can see all the herbs there. Here we go. Like all the herbs, the listing of herbs, right? But and it gives you the rare exotic ones also, right? But what it does, like the first page, burdock root, right? I don't know if you can see that. First page, burdock root, right? It talks about the common name, the Latin name, the plant name. It tells you where to find it, right? How to grow it, the identification of it when it's out in the wild, which you do a lot of wild crafting, so I know you know about a lot of that, right? And
I
it
do.
talks about what it does, and it talks about what it does for you. Okay, so it goes through every herb and talks about that. And these are mostly Sabi herbs, rare herbs, some
Yeah.
herbs you might have never heard of, but it breaks it down so simple for you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of herbalists, a lot of healers actually get their information from this book. I'm letting you know that right now. Okay. Now it's called the Dr. Sabi Encyclopedia of Herbs. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna have to give
And
me a
here's
hold of
another
one
one.
then.
Right.
Now
There's
burdock root
another
is
one.
great.
Absolutely. I use it in everything. There's
Yeah.
absolutely another one. It's called the Modern Herbal Dispensary. Okay. Now this book here is extensive. It's for I picked it up when I was doing my classes, because they wanted us to do a lot of wild crafting, going out in the wild and stuff. But it was around the time of COVID. And I wasn't going out and going in the woods and stuff like that. I just wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do an assignment. If you went out and wildcrafted, you only had to pick like 10, maybe 10 herbs. And then you went out and you found the herb, you took a picture of it, you uploaded it. But if you couldn't do that and you didn't do that, then you had to do 50. Okay, so I had to do 50, and I actually, it helped me a lot. It helped me about identification of herbs. So if I had the wildcraft, what they would look like. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of that information from this book. And this covers everything, a lot of herbs, and it goes into the real big detail. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yes.
hope I didn't bore everybody with that, but I'm a reader and I just wanted to let you know because I can't talk about a lot of things. So if you wanted to find some information out yourself, this is self healing. You know what I'm saying? We're just basically what do you call that? Conduit of the information. We don't make the information, and the information is already here. We're just
Yeah.
sharing the information. We're up. We're upgrading each other. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to look at it.
Hmm. Packing each other's book bags.
That's it. That's it,
Yeah.
family.
It's always nice,
Um.
man. I
So
have a
yeah,
gang of books that I learned from, and they're always nice to have at hand. People got to understand that, and then we got to get away from these electrical books too. We got to start having some books we can actually turn the pages on.
that's so important, man. My Kindle account is just sitting there with all this information in it. Um. And it's just like it's not the same, bro. I can't connect with it. I'd
No,
rather listen to an audio book
me too.
than actually sit there and turn the page on a tablet or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
But these
agree.
books here, um, it's just something about connecting and touching the page and being able to connect with the information a lot better for me myself anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but I bet you whatever is written in those books, though, I mean, it has to transmute through the pages. Because it's a live entity as well. So
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
yeah, it, it's wonderful. Anybody got any books that they
So
would like to suggest out there that they got that they get love from? Go ahead and put it in the
yeah, so
comments. Share
yeah,
with
so if
us.
anybody got any books, anybody got any comments, any books that are helping you along your journey? I know they're reading books in another group that don't even have anything to do with herbs or healing. They're reading what's the one to grow rich,
Oh, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
think and grow rich. Yeah.
It's a wonderful book.
So yeah, they're and that's what really the journey is about, man. It's not just about what you're eating. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. And definitely give a shout out to Kev Ramon. That his a book uh about addiction. I did the Homer Simpson whisper because you're not really allowed to say. But that is a great book, man. I do actually recommend it to a lot of my questions because it's one of those another easy read, but it cuts right through uh, all the fluff, all the BS, and it gets right down to the point. You know what I'm saying? Addiction is what we're dealing with here. Like you said, if you can control your eating, there's a lot of other things that you can start controlling in your life.
That's
Like
right.
Nancy on day 28. Um, there's a lot of people that I knew that would call me after day one. I would restart on day one, and that's not any no, knock against you guys, but they're calling me on day one like I just can't do it. I'll try it another time. Oh, that's another book. I actually have that book down here too. I should have brought that out. The Detox Miracle Source book by Dr. Robert Morse. And Robert Morse is he's my guy.
You
Um,
do.
yeah. Actually, I learned a lot from him also. A lot of his it was a time I felt like he was like the only one on there still going, especially after Dr. Sabi passed. He was on there on Instagram and he would give those talks and he break things down so simple. Uh, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people need.
Gotcha.
I was at the time I was just looking for information that connected to other people because they got so tired of hearing me say the same thing over and over and over again. Um, it wasn't connecting. So I was sharing the same thing that I was saying from different sources, and I found out that was working. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody looks like me. Not everybody can relate to me. So if somebody else says the same thing, maybe they can relate to them. You see what I'm saying? I always
Do.
tell people like when I was looking for healing, I was looking for Dr. Sabi because he looks like me. You know what I mean? Uh,
No.
oh, actually, look at somebody recommended Curtis Love. He recommended the book by Dr. Layla Africa. Ain't that the book that I gave you before we left?
This one right
Yeah,
here.
baby. Yeah,
I
baby.
love
Yeah, yeah,
Layla.
yeah,
That's my
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. So, so that's another great suggestion. Thank you for that, Curtis.
That
But
is
yeah,
great.
man. So I was looking for somebody that looked like me to, to know that it was possible. And a lot of people that were following me that I were helping, they connected with Robert Morse a lot better. And he reminds me of my like somebody's drunk uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not drunk at all, but just the way he talks, he just looks
Yes.
like that drunk uncle that knows everything. You know what I mean? He just be spitting information. Um, and that's my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? And he can connect to a lot of different people that we can't sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because of our background sometimes, or a lot of people looked at me as a photographer. They looked at me as a videographer. So when I started doing holistic medicine and holistic nutrition, they were like, "What is he talking about? Show some pictures, dude. Like, What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was a transition period there, um, where I really felt like I had to prove myself to myself. And then once I did that, then a lot of people, they get it now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you're transitioning, it is important. That's why we do the summer transformation videos. There's a lot of people like I tell people I never had to lose weight before, but I've helped so many people do it that I know what I'm doing. But maybe you might be able to connect with somebody else or hear somebody else's story that have actually done it, and then that would
Yes.
help you understand a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are definitely great recommendations.
Definitely. Definitely.
So
And
I'm sorry. So I didn't want to go on this long here. I only wanted to be on half an hour, and we rolled up on an hour, but it's all good because
that's
it's all
okay.
great information. I loved every
Any good
second of it.
questions? Any good
So
questions in there?
no, there's no more questions in here. Um,
Okay.
but I wanted to give you a chance to go ahead and if there's anything that you wanted to say to the people, or any last message you wanted to leave, or tell people how to get a hold of you, then the floor is yours, my brother.
Okay. Well, I just want everybody to continue on their journey. Um, know that you're stronger than you ever believed that you can be. Soon as you believe that you have did it, you're even greater than that. Um, just keep communicating with more gods around you, because the more gods you connect with, um, the bigger you build yourself actually, and build them as well. Because anytime you're building somebody else, you're also building yourself.
Mm,
I also wanted people to know that if it's a new learn, one of the coolest things to do when you learn something right away is to go and teach it right away. Um,
mm,
it seems like I retain more information when I get it and then turn around and share it real quick. Because while I'm sharing it, more and more of what I learn, I'm like putting two together to make four. You know what I mean? So
mm,
so I'm understanding it even more by teaching it. So if you really want to learn something out there, learn it and then go and teach immediately. Tell your wife, tell your husband, tell your girlfriend, tell your homie, whatever. Go teach somebody because it
mm,
will instill inside you a lot more. Um,
mm,
also with your diets, you know, do it how you want to do it. Do some fasting. Do whatever you can. If it's 1 day, if it's 2 days, if it's 3 days, because I did my first 21-day fast in February for my birthday, which came in March, and I've never did a 21-day fast. I've never went over 7 days, and it was a marvelous thing. I went from 225 pounds. I did a juice fast. It was a juice fast, so I drank juice all day, every day, and now I'm down to 170, and I've been holding 170 steady since March. And I haven't done anything different. I truly, I'm going to be honest, I haven't been exercising. I haven't been doing any of that, but I'm
mm,
still at that weight because I don't eat terrible. You know, I don't eat meat. I'm 14 years or so being a pescatarian, and I'm limited on fish too because there's a lot of bad fish out there. So, I just want everybody to continue to practice, put things into practice, practice everything, practice as if you are great. Remember, because you are great. And that's it. I just want to
mm.
give y'all some love because I see everybody out there having a wonderful time, and I'm just happy to be a part of the love, to be honest with you. And I thank you, Tiger, for putting me on And actually, I thank you for this whole union that we got, man, because it's a wonderful thing, man. My life has felt elevated in different ways now that I got a partner like you in my life. So I thank you for that as well. You and Monica. I think y'all are doing a great job, and y'all are great examples to other people, man. So I just salute you all on that. And me myself, hey, I'm the Carter. I make shirts. I do design and I do photography. If anybody want to get in touch with me, email me at thecartercollection@yahoo.com. That's the easiest way to do it, man. The Carter Collection at yahoo.com.
Can you show a few of your shirts? Can you show a few of your shirts? You got in there? Where's the Be Great shirt? You got some other shirt. You got some shirts laying around?
I sure don't. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I
Okay.
probably will have some on my
At
phone.
the office.
Excuse me?
You got that at the office. So good.
Yeah.
You got some at the office. So. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I do have
support
a line of Be Great shirts. You know,
what's
just
the website?
To let everybody know. That's my saying. That's everybody's saying, truly. But I use Be Great as a blessing to other people, if you want to call it that. And to me, it started because somebody told me to have a good day. And I thought to myself, how do you have a good day? Well, the only way you can have a good day is being a good day. So I said, I don't even want to be a good day. I want to be a great day. So I just started saying, be great. And that's how I started it. I got a whole clothing line. And what I do with my Be Great logo is I switch it up. I make it camo. I make it whatever. I got it faded. I got it in so many different ways to match different clothes that people wear. And really, it's just to represent your own greatness while everybody who's reading the shirt is also getting the love from you, Sam, to be great. So it's one of them type things. I'm gonna start using that as like a commemorative shirt. Like if you got a niece or nephew, or your son is doing good in school, then you come on my page, you buy a Be Great shirt, you hand it to your boy, and it's almost like having a little certificate for just being great, because we all come from greatness. So
it's very true.
Well, I appreciate everybody for coming on.
Follow the brother, Darrell Carter. You see his name on there. I'll also tag him also in this video. You can go follow him. He's always like this. So if you think like, oh, was he just like this on him? No, he's always like this all the time. Every single time I talk to him, it doesn't matter what time of the day, in the morning, at night, he's always gives me that little pickup. Sometimes I'll hit him up just to to bounce back some ideas or something, because it gives you that little extra jolt of energy. You know what I mean? Appreciate you always, family. Always love you. Already
you too,
know.
Man. Much love to you, God. Stay great in everything you do, man.
And thanks for everybody who joined us. You know what I mean? You guys is what fueled the conversation as well. So we appreciate you taking your time out and staying on with us for over an hour. We really appreciate you. Love you. And
love
peace
you
out.
all.
Till next.
All right.
All right.